In this video, you will learn what is the basic concept of electric potential, what is the work done in moving a charge from one point to the other point, and we'll define what is the electric potential because of point charge, electric potential because of number of point charges, then electric potential because of a line charge distribution, because of surface charge distribution, because of volume charge distribution, what is the reference potential. So all these concepts we are going to discuss. So let us proceed. Let us assume there is some electric field E here, and under the influence of electric field E, we are moving a charge Q from point A to point B. And for reference, this is the origin here, and these are the corresponding position vectors RA, R, RB, etc. So we are moving a point charge Q from point A to point B under the influence of electric field E. So during this, there will be some force exerted on the charge, and that force is F is equal to Q E as per Coulomb's law. When a charge is moved under the influence of electric field, some work is being done. Let us assume over this small differential length dl, the charge is moved. So during this, the work done dw is minus F dot dl, where as per Coulomb's law, force is Q into E, so that we substitute here. So this is the work done in displacing a charge by a small differential length dl. The negative sign here, it indicates that work is being done by some external agent. So this is a differential work done in moving a charge over a differential length dl. Now if I want to find out the total work done in moving a charge from point A to point B, let us integrate this equation over the interval A to B. So the total work done in moving a charge from point A to point B is integral over this line, that is A to B E dot dl. Now let us define what is electric potential. So electric potential, also known as the potential difference between points A and B. So this is defined as work done per unit charge. So from the previous equation, W is minus Q integral A to B E dot dl. So from this we can write VAB as W upon Q equal to minus A to B E dot dl. So that is the electric potential in moving a charge over this small differential length. To determine VAB, A is the initial point and B is the final point, or in other words, we can say this point A as the reference point. If VAB is negative, there is a loss in potential energy in moving a charge from point A to B, or in other words, work is being done by the field. Whereas if VAB is positive, then there is a gain in potential energy. That means external agent performs work. And VAB, that is the potential between points A and B, is independent of the path taken. So this line integral, whether I carry out over this path or whether I carry out over this path or this path, value of potential between points A and B, it is not going to change. It remains same. It is independent of path taken. And as we have seen, we have defined the potential as work done per unit charge, that is W upon Q. So it is, the unit is joules per coulomb. Unit is joule per coulomb, or it is also called as volts. Now we have seen from Coulomb's law, the electric field intensity because the point charge is q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r square AR. So if I substitute this E here in the expression for electric potential, then we get this equation. So substituting E here, it is q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r square AR dot dr AR, where this dr AR, this is the differential length dl. RA, it is the position vector at point A, and RB, it is the position vector at point B. Now taking this q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 outside being constant, and AR dot AR, it is 1. So this simplifies to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0, this is taken outside, integral RA to RB, and this AR dot AR becomes 1. So finally this is dr upon r square. So solving this integral RA to RB dr upon r square and adjusting this negative sign in the limits here, this gives me VAB as q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 1 upon RB minus 1 upon RA. We can also say that the first term here, that is nothing but VB, that is the potential corresponding to point B, and the second term here, it is the potential at point A, that is VA. So VAB is VB minus VA. So in this case, VA and VB are assumed to be absolute potentials. They are not with reference to any other potential. So they are absolute potentials. Now continuing with the same equation, VAB equal to VB minus VA, q upon 4 pi epsilon 0, 1 upon RB minus 1 upon RA. So we said that this first part, it is VB, and second part is VA, that is potential at B minus potential at A. Now let us assume here that point A, it is shifted to infinity. So in the earlier case, this is point A and this is point B, and we are moving a charge from point A to point B, and we find out this potential VAB between these 2 points. Now if I shift this point A to infinity, then in that case RA tends to infinity. This is the origin, and RA, it is the position vector of this point A. RB is the position vector of point B. So if RA tends to infinity, point A is moves to infinity. Because of that, this becomes 0. Or in other words, we can say VA is equal to 0. And RB we write as R. So based on these assumptions, that means 2 assumptions, RA tends to infinity and RB written as R. Substituting this in this equation, I get V equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon R. This is the origin. So as per this equation, this is potential at this point, which is at a distance of R. And this potential, it is with reference to a reference potential which is located at infinity. So point A, which is located at infinity. The potential difference at any point is the potential difference between that point and a chosen point at which the potential is 0. By assuming 0 potential at infinity, so in the previous case, as RA tends to infinity, we have assumed that VA is equal to infinity. That means the potential at infinity is assumed to be 0. So by assuming 0 potential at infinity, the potential at a distance r from the point charge is the work done per unit charge by an external agent in transferring a test charge from infinity to that point. So this is the definition of potential. So it is the work done per unit charge by an external agent in transferring a test charge from infinity to that point. So because of that, the general equation for V I can write as V integral minus infinity to r. So suppose this is origin and this is the point at which I am finding out this potential V, and this is located at a distance r, and this is infinity point. So from infinity we are moving a charge at this point. So this is the definition of electric potential. Now suppose this is the origin here. If the point charge is not located at the origin but at a point whose position vector is r dash. So suppose Q is located here and the position vector is r dash. The potential Vxyz or Vr at r. So suppose I want to find out the potential at this point Vr. So this has a position vector r. So this is given as Q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r minus r dash. So this is r minus r dash, magnitude of this position vector r minus r dash. If there are such n number of charges q1, q2, qn, then in that case superposition principle is applicable and we can find out the potential at point Vr because of such n number of points, say q1, q2 and so on, qn. So because of all these points the potential Vr, so that is just addition of all these potentials. As you have seen in case of Coulomb's law, superposition principle is applicable here. This can be written in terms of summation 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 taking outside k equal to 1 to n qk upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r minus rk. So the potential because of point charges. Now let us find out the expression for the potential because of continuous charge distributions. So the continuous charge distribution may be in terms of line charge, surface charge or volume charge. So if we have a charge elements rho L into dl, so rho L it is the line charge density, rho S that is the surface charge density, and rho V it is the volume charge density. Then in this case the equation is similar to what we have seen earlier, that is this summation k equal to 1 to n. So here this is the potential because of n number of point charges. So instead of this n number of point charges, suppose this is a line charge. So simply the summation becomes integral here, and rho L dl, this is the charge because of a differential length dl, line charge. So similarly rho S into ds, this is the charge because of the differential charge element ds. In the same manner, if we have some volume, so this is volume dv. So because of the volume charge density, This is the charge. So instead of summation, this becomes integration here. So these are the expressions for potential because of line charge, surface charge, and volume charge. The zero potential is assumed as a reference, and that is assumed to be at infinity. Now, if the zero potential is not at infinity, then in that case, we assume some potential, let us say C, as some constant at the chosen point of reference. Then in that case, we can find out the potential at the desired point as V equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 R plus C. So the potential at a point can be determined two ways depending on whether the charge distribution is known. So if the charge distribution E is known, we can use this formula to determine the potential. Instead of charge distribution E, if Q is known, then we can determine this formula. And C is the potential of the reference point. So VAB equal to VB minus VA. This is the expression what we have seen earlier, minus A to B E dot dl, that is work done per unit charge. So these were the equations, various expressions for potential. Now let us see one problem. Charge of 1 microcoulomb is located at the origin and a minus 4 microcoulomb point charge 4 meter along the x-axis. So here there is a charge of 1 microcoulomb and a charge of minus 4 microcoulomb at this point 4 meters along the x-axis. That means let us suppose this is Q2. So calculate the electric potential at a point P 3 meters along the y-axis. So at the point P we are going to calculate what is the potential. Now potential at point P is the work done in moving a point charge from infinity to at point P, and that will be under the influence of these two charges. So as we have seen earlier, the potential at a point V is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q upon R. So if I take 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 as K, then in that case V is equal to K Q upon R. So potential V is proportional to the charge Q and inversely proportional to the distance. So if there are such n number of charges, then in general we can write it in the form of summation. So K is the proportionality constant, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0, which is brought outside. Instead of Q, we can take small q here. So Qi upon Ri. Now in this case, there are two charges, Q1 and Q2. So we can substitute here value of Q1 as 1 microcoulomb and value of Q2 as minus 4 microcoulomb. So evaluating this gives me the potential at point P is minus 4.2 into 10 raised to 3 volts. So these are various concepts related to the electric potential.